Welcome back. In this video I'm going to take you through our Seasons of Art group meeting for spring 2023. This is an art group that I started last winter, and the idea is that once every season, so that's 4 times a year, we get together and have an evening of art and good conversation and some nibbles. So here I'm just setting up the camera where I did the time lapse, and also setting up the still life, which is that's going to be the inspiration for the painting for the evening. And I'm just showing you our tray of casual snacks that I've got going there as well. So in my entrance hall I have a whiteboard where we all draw our avatars and put our Instagram handles on as they come in the door. So that's mine to start with there, hashtag Alison Hazel Hart. And here I'm just giving a bit of a zoom in on the table that I prepared. I'm anticipating 3 ladies are coming, so I've set out some water for the watercolors, and I've done this display in blues and whites and yellow of shells. I've got quite a shell collection, some fresh flowers and some silver toned, it's a pewter like jug there, and some lights and a candle, and I'll probably light the candle just before they get here. The idea is that you can look at this still life from all sides, and really they can pick and choose to draw what they like, because not everyone's face on, and you want to be able to extract some of the elements or shapes just for inspiration. Then I'm just swinging around in my studio living room just to show you. I've got the camera set up there, that's my iPhone, and I'll be doing the time-lapse recording from that position, so that's all set up. So this is a close-up of the spring still life. You can go onto our website AlisonHazelArt.com and look at the one we did previously, which was the winter season, where I had a different colour palette altogether. So let's meet some of the guests I had. There were 3 ladies joined me, Satvia, Arwen and Gillian, and they all came in, and 2 of them brought their own art supplies, and I had some extras for one of the ladies. So we all settled in to start working on doing our drawing and composing and catching up. It's not everyone knew each other, so there was some people to meet people, new people at the same time. And I would say that all of us are hobby artists. Maybe 1 or 2 are professional artists as well, but it's all a group of ladies who enjoy doing a little bit of painting, but they're not necessarily painting every single day. And that's why it's great to get together at least once in 3 months to have an evening of doing seasonal art. And if you notice that it's quite sunny out the back window, because we began this when it was still daylight, but as the video moves on, you'll notice that it's becoming darker and darker as the sun sets and the evening continues. So you can imagine there's lots of chattering going on when 4 women get together. But we're doing painting here, so I'm actually working with watercolors. Satvia's working with watercolors. Arwen's doing some marker work, and I think Gillian is also working with watercolors and a combination as well. So I'll show you what they all drew at the end. We've got some ideas here on the finished masterpieces, because this is what we're calling them. This is my piece. It's in straight up watercolors. I'm trying to do this limited palette of yellow and blue and just have the painting beautifully so that I can frame it later and put it on my wall. It's slightly out of order, it's slightly out of kilter, but anyhow. Next up we have Satvia. She did watercolor too, from a different perspective, using softer colors. She's got more oranges going on there, paying attention there to the light of the flowers and some of the shells that are facing her head on. Satvia paid quite a bit of attention to the textures within her painting, which was super interesting. It's funny because we're all drawing the same thing, and yet everyone has a totally different final piece. And then let's have a look at what Arwen was drawing. She did the butterfly, and she took elements from what that was around her and the shell of the nautilus, and she composed a different painting altogether. She brought the different elements in and repositioned them on her page, working a lot there with the textures on the shell and the butterfly. And then Gillian, at the end, she had a different color palette altogether, paying attention to negative space, which we were chatting about quite a bit during the evening, and how she's brought the darkness of her background and a more lighter palette, filling the page fully with the shapes of these flowers, leaves and shells, with much more white and yellow in her composition. And the evening continued. As you can see, it's getting a little darker now. We were probably there about 4 hours, from around about 6 to 10, everyone was just finally finishing off their paintings. I started to go over mine when it was a little drier with a black pen just to highlight some of the pieces. This is now a final shot of Satvia's one where she's actually finished her painting altogether, and that was where that was left. This now is Arwen's. You can see she's added a couple more flowers in at the bottom. We're just going to swing back now to the avatars that everyone drew as they came in. I forgot to capture them at the time, but here they are. So we've got the Ambivert SSB, Alison Hazel Art, MissPink.com, and Gillian Pearson Art. Each person drew their own avatar when they came in. And there's a swing round to see just how dark the evening has become. We're just topping up our beverages there, and just a quick glance around at the lounge studio where I do my art. Thank you so much for the ladies for joining me. We had a lovely evening for our Seasons of Art, Spring 2023. Thank you so much.